Hi, it's Chris with Implied Music, and this is episode 9, 10. I'm not sure. Anyways, the last episode of my look at composing music for the play The Sound Inside. The show opened last Tuesday. It's been running now for a week. Got a good sense of how everything went together. This is my final report. So if you've been following me, you've noticed I spent a good amount of time on this play, writing music for this play. The director said, I want it to be a single instrument sound. I want just piano. So we're hearing the piano sound that I sort of chose for it now. It's sort of a close mic'd, intimate instrument. And I opted to use the Una Corda pedal, the soft pedal, to give it a slightly more like transparent quality. And a lot of the time, the Celeste pedal. And the Celeste pedal drops a thin layer of felt or fabric between the hammers and the strings. And of course, it's a very popular piano sound these days, isn't it? Well, I didn't just leave it at that. I was really interested in exploring a very specific harmonic language. Now, we're coming up to something that wound up being a very important theme in the show. I was particularly interested in the fifth mode of the ascending melodic minor. And if that's a little confusing, I'll just kind of refresh your memory about what it is. Here you can see a descending scale from E, and it's really just in octaves. Listen to this sound. The C, the 1, is major, but I have a minor 4 chord and a minor 5 chord. And I have this beautiful run of whole steps built into the sound. Well, I use that throughout. I'd actually began with a kind of a more aggressive idea for the characters, but after presenting a few themes, the director came back and said, more simple, more beautiful. And so I began to go this direction. This very transparent sound works wonderfully for underscoring monologues, and stage music especially, if you're going to have music while an actor's on stage, needs to be neutral. The actor may go any direction. You never can tell what they're going to do. And so that neutrality became a really important sort of touchstone. I don't know if you can hear it again, but it's that same scale. Well, as I progressed further and further into the project, I needed sort of deeper sounds, deeper cuts. So tons of reverb here. Beautiful sort of lush, deep background sounds. And I do like that. The sound designer who programmed in QLab everything with environmental sounds and music added layers of the drones that I provided for her, drones basically around the C and the E note that I sort of think are so important to this piece. And a piece like this lays over the C drone really, really nicely. Well, I wound up doing this project in Logic, and I have to say that in the past, when I've written for film, video, theater, I've almost exclusively used Digital Performer again and again. And what I had done in the past with DP was independent chunks, separate chunks for every cue. It means I could have a instrumental template and address them from the chunks. For this project, and you probably noticed it as I've played it to you, using Logic, I've just kind of created individual tracks for each cue or set of cues. A piano sound, a basic piano sound, and then some pieces based around that. I'm not sure it's the best, and I'm going to be thinking about new ways to manage that in the future. For this track, there's a layer of the piano, kind of heavily modified by Cymatics Origin, Valhalla, Supermassive, I think, is on there, and it's in a stack with Spitfire's Polaris synth, so you have a kind of a pad there. I love the way this sounds. And it's very much in line with my independent artist releases. I think I'll be releasing the music from this show as an album. I don't know if it's going to be Spotify or maybe just on Bandcamp. I'll say more about it when I'm done. I'm going to need your help. So what I'll do is I'll put, I'll link to maybe a private SoundCloud playlist or something. I need to figure out the order. We'll see. I'll need some input. All right, thank you, boys. What else have we got that's worth looking at? Well, Piano Colors has some wonderful sort of percolating instruments, and I think I realized I needed something that had a little pulse to it. So here's a beautiful Piano Colors patch, and we're really just using that same scale again and just letting it kind of do a little rumba as the harmonies shift around underneath it. I do like Piano Colors, and check out my review of the instrument. I actually bought it for this show a couple of years, a year and a half ago, when we originally intended to do the Sound Inside. Of course, COVID shut down, and a year later, we're finally able to get the play on the stage. Okay, as promised, I've made a playlist of these tracks, and I've given them actual names. I've just stolen lines from the play. Here's the playlist. It's a private playlist. I'll put a link to it in the description. So if you've made it this far, you're in the know. I don't know, right now there's 16 little chunky bits, and some of them are 5 minutes long, and some of them are a minute. I need to figure out an order for this. I can't decide whether to start with something longish, whether I should have the more melodic stuff at the top, go with the ambient, maybe cut things completely. I need input. So there it is. And while you're there, check out some of the other playlists from other shows. I've got basically my shows up on SoundCloud. That's the way I do it. Check out the stuff. Give me some feedback on what to do about my releasing the Sound Inside. And thanks for your help, guys. Listen, as always, I hope this was useful. Like and subscribe, and ding the bell for notifications. I'll see you next time.